Alright, so in this video, I'm going to explain all the code in me and Drew's project. So we knew that we were going to use our Bitmojis in this program, and we just thought it would be simplest to leave them at the top, at the very top, like above all global variables or anything else. I kind of condense all these, but these are just all functions to construct each of our Bitmojis. We organized our global variables all at the top so that they would all be in one place, so you wouldn't have to go looking around for them, like all scattered around the code. Um, this score variable keeps in track the number of boxes. This box money array is what we push into to get our offers and totals. Current scene establishes the current scene. We have four in totals, starting at the value 0. This total holds the offer, and the holder is like a temporary variable that holds the offer when you click a box. And the shifter also acts as a temporary variable. Um, these four variables right here, or three variables, excuse me, um, were added to help animate the splash screen you see here. Um, this round counter is how we determine how many times you've been back to a banker or not. And this var j right here, oops, is also for our bank. And this money array is a set of possible values inside each of the boxes. So when you click on a box, um, it's going to have one of these numbers at uh, a random interval, random index. So these three loops randomizes the order of the money in the boxes. So right here we have a holder, so this temporary variable, along with this if loop um, right here, saying that if the holder is empty, then it fills up. And then once it fills up, uh, since the holder value will be greater than 0 right here, it'll push that value into the money. This loop right here also pushes money into the box based on the loop. And then this loop right here, excuse me, it changes the total of the money in the bank. So if this total is a higher number, then you're gonna get a higher offer from the banker. In this next section, we organize our buttons. This is just a general constructor function. And we have our different methods right here. For our draw, they typically all look like briefcases, um, besides the start button and the deal or no deal. Um, for our handle mouse click, all the handle mouse clicks are in each button, so all we had to do was just this on click. Moving on to our buttons, this is the start game button. This is this button right here. And it changes the scene. The scene starts at 0, which is a splash screen, and then it changes the scene to the scene 1, which is the main screen. And then the start box is just this little box that's floating around here. And he does not have any handle mouse clicks because he's just there for like aesthetic purposes. And then the deal button, on the click, it changes the shifter to 2 and the current scene to 3. The current scene 3 is the end screen, and it tells you how much money you missed, like how much money you eliminated. And no deal, it just sets the shifter to 1, and then the current scene back to the main screen gameplay. Um, and it also increases the round counter and J. So we know that initially we put the round counter in the draw function with all the scenes, but we realized that the round counter would just keep on ramping up and it wouldn't be accurate. So we determined that each round progresses each time you hit no deal. And we have 26 boxes here. They're all pretty much the same. Um, they all have like a random value um, that gets pushed into them from the banker function I showed you earlier, and it subtracts one score each time you click that box. And I'm not going to show you all the boxes just because they're pretty much identical besides their position on the board. And for our mouse clicked function, this is where we inputted all of our handle mouse clicks. Um, we had this problem where even though we got rid of the boxes or like we're in between scenes, um, the boxes would be invisible, but you could still click them and that would affect your score and stuff. So we put all of the mouse handle mouse clicks into if and else loops so that it only works when it's on that current scene. And here you can see all the handle mouse clicks. Uh, Scene 2, that's the banker screen, scene, so it's only no deal and deal. And scene 1 is the main game screen, so that has all of the 26 boxes, handle mouse clicks. And we had the first scene right here, which is just the start game box. All right, this is the main gameplay function. Um, we just established a background, drew all and draw the boxes. Um, all the methodologies we already defined above. So all you have to do is just draw the boxes in this function. For the winning screen, um, it's just text, and then we the eliminated total value is what you see at the end. So that's another use of the global variable. And then more text is congratulating the player for playing. And drawing Drew's Bitmoji and some text box right here, like a speech bubble. All right, and here we have the banker function. It has a nested variable bank, which is an empty array, and then for that bank, it pushes in the total divided by the loop right here. So for each iteration, it divides it by that number, and that's how we generate our different offers, and it gets a total from the functions up here, the loops up here. And then it says the banker pops up. He says the banker wants to make an offer, and um, I showed you those round counters earlier, and those are why it's important here because now with each round, it's a different offer. So the offer is going to be bank, whatever index, and then it draws the two buttons. It draws my Bitmoji, um, and some other aesthetics right here. And our last thing is our draw function. We knew we wanted to put our draw function at the very end because um, nothing goes after draw function. The entire program runs in the draw function. So we have if current scene equals 0, that's a splash screen. This is where I put in my global variables to animate. Um, for the background, we have a nice Keeney Blue. I looked up the RGB on URI's website of Keeney Blue. And then we have text with our title, and the title color is animated, so it's kind of like a nice gradient grayscale title. Over here, we just have we inputted the global variables so that the two Bitmojis move, and we also drew the start button and the initial box, and we have the box moving as well. These are if conditionals that actually um, animate uh, each of the boxes. So if start box reaches an X value of 420, it'll teleport behind the screen over here and keep scrolling. And the Bitmojis also do that, but with different X values like corresponding to their size. And um, my Bitmoji also goes left to right, but Drew's Bitmoji goes right to left. In the current scene one, we just call our main game function right here, and then um, in that main function, it draws all the boxes. And here's just some colors and some aesthetics. And we have the boxes left counter over here, and that's where we use our score variable. And that keeps track of how many boxes are left. And these conditional statements right here um, is how we use the different rounds in our program. So for the first round, you eliminate 6 boxes, and since the round counter is 0 because you haven't hit no deal yet, um, then that's how we properly switch to the banker screen for round one. And if you just hit deal, the game's over. You don't run through any of these. But if you the more you hit no deal, the more the rounds go up. And there's different requirements for boxes eliminated each round. And on the last round, if there's one box, excuse me, if there's one box left, it just brings you to the winning screen and it tells you how much you missed out on. This is our current scene 2 equals banker. It just calls a banker function. All the details are in that function already, so we just have to call it. And much like the banker screen, the winning screen, we just call the winning screen. And I showed you the winning screen up here. Not much we have to do in the draw function. Really simple. And yes, that is all 760 lines of me and Drew's project. Hope you enjoyed.